Brothers and sisters, I think this is going to be a little bit of a different episode. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a best of on this one. It's really all about Charlie Kirk again, and I just wanted to talk about what's been going on in America with Charlie Kirk. And right now, after his murder, the right and people in the middle and reasonable Democrats are losing their mind and are raging. And we need a little bit of time to get over that. I think the Democrats just got to leave us alone and just give us a little bit of time and space. I think that's probably the smart move. Because I keep seeing over and over Democrats or Democrat apologists going on and blaming the victim. Hey, this is Charlie Kirk's fault because he was a racist. He said hateful things. Or I keep seeing people say, what about the 80,000 Palestinians who are killed? You don't care about them? Or what about the lawmaker in Minnesota who was murdered? Or what about the school shootings? You don't seem to care about that. And so you guys all need to calm down and we need to talk. Okay. We've been saying that for years. That's not new to us. And so I just wanted to show you some things because I don't know if this is getting out to mainstream media. And especially for my UK audience, I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Right now, people are pissed. And this isn't just far right wing MAGA and all that like you're going to hear on mass media. This is everyday Americans. What the left and Democrats don't seem to get is, in my view, there's two core issues that are going on with the Charlie Kirk murder that are driving this rage. Number one, he was shot in front of millions of people. Millions of people watched that awful video. Most people aren't used to that. Unless you've been in the military or unless you're in law enforcement, you haven't seen a person die. But millions of people saw a person die and they weren't expecting that this week. And so that hits home hard. And I know they're going to say, well, what about all the school shootings and all of that? But there's a little distance there because people didn't see it in real time. And it was ugly. It was horrible. Death is never a pretty thing. And we saw a man die for stating his opinions. And it's not about Charlie Kirk, actually. This guy was just any American. That's how people actually see this. He wasn't a soldier. He wasn't law enforcement. He wasn't even a politician. He was a guy with a microphone that would go out and have conversations and debates with college students. And these were college students that approached him. He didn't make anyone talk to him. He would sit on a bench and you went to him. And if you wanted to engage him, he would engage with you. And you would have a debate. And if you didn't like what he had to say, that was fine. He let you say what you wanted to say. And then he said what he was going to say. And a lot of people say that was hateful. And maybe to some people, but a lot of what he said resonates with your average Christian American. He didn't believe that men should marry men. He didn't think that was Christian. He didn't think that men could become women and vice versa. A lot of people think that's biology. He didn't like DEI. A lot of people think that's racist. He made us question things. On the DEI one, his real point, I believe, was, hey, because all this DEI, I can't be sure if that woman is qualified to be a general. And I can't be sure that that black man is qualified to be a pilot. And after the Biden administration hiring Sam Brinton as Deputy Undersecretary for Nuclear Waste, something like that, a very important senior job, who can doubt? Google Sam Brinton and see what you find. He was 100% hired because they wanted to tick a box that said they had hired a senior non-binary person. Kamala Harris. I believe Biden said, I'm going to pick a black woman running mate. I could be wrong, but I believe it to be true. Ketanji Jackson, Supreme Court. Tell me if I'm wrong. I believe Biden was on the record as saying he was going to pick a black woman. So now over all these positions, there's this asterisk. Was that the best person for the job? Or did they pick that person because of DEI? Are they all DEI hires? And unfortunately, this kind of sucks for very qualified black men, very qualified female generals and admirals, because there will be that asterisk now. People are going to look at them and say, did you really get the job because of your identity or because of your merit? So DEI, I'm very happy that Trump is getting rid of, because DEI is a cancer that is destroying us because we need to only give opportunities for merit. And you know what? If that makes me a racist, misogynist, whatever you want to call me, so be it. So what I'm trying to say here is the rules have changed. Now, Charlie Kirk was just a regular person in a lot of people's eyes, and a lunatic left-wing person killed him. It's been announced the guy had Antifa slogans written on the ammunition. It's been announced that this person was radicalized and was very, very liberal. The rest of his family was Republican, very strongly Mormon Republican, but he had recently been radicalized. It's been reported that he was living with his boyfriend, who was going through a transition to become a woman. So anyone that says this guy was a hardcore GOP Republican who actually killed him, we'll wait for the investigation, but I don't believe it. Regular Americans now believe that it's open season on regular Americans, like it or not. And trans people have been saying this for years, that it's open season on them. Average American conservatives are not killing trans people. Sorry, it's not happening. Start sending me links if I'm wrong. I know I'm going to get lots of hate on this. And so, again, the rules have changed. Now your average American now wonders if he has a conversation, if this person he's having the conversation is a left-wing lunatic who's going to kill them like they killed Charlie Kirk. That's what's going through Americans' minds right now. Americans are fighting back, and that's what you're actually seeing. It's not MAGA. It's not right wing. It's Americans who don't want to be murdered by lunatics and don't want their fellow Americans murdered by lunatics. We're seeing a huge effort out there right now. It's an industrial effort to dox people. I think the left, it's knocking their socks off. The left has been doxing people for years that they didn't like. Well, now the right learned the lesson here and have decided it's time for the gloves to be off, and we'll use the same tactics as the left. And so anyone celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk is being outed, and their employers are being contacted, and they're being fired en masse. Wherever they are, they're being hunted down. And this isn't one or two people. This is thousands of people. This is making the left's head spin. It's got to be. All these people are now getting fired. There's people crying on TikTok because they got fired and want people to feel sorry for them. Anyone who celebrates the death of another American for stating his opinion deserves to be fired. They deserve to be shamed in the public square. I don't care what this person said. I don't care if he was a racist. I don't care if he was a misogynist. I don't care if he was a transphobe. He was using his words. You don't use bullets to respond. Not in America. We are now canceling all these lunatics that are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death because we don't know when they're going to come after us. The right was tolerant when Mangione murdered an executive at a company. The right did start getting riled up when a young Ukrainian girl was murdered because of soft on crime policies. And then just an average American was murdered while sharing his opinions during the conversation. Enough is enough. Line is in the sand. And so people out there who think, hey, I'm going too far with this. This isn't that big a deal. We need to all calm down. It's not really the Democratic Party. And he was a bad guy. I hear that all the time. That all implies he deserved it, by the way. When we hear that, he was a bad guy. He was a racist. We don't give a shit. You murdered him. There is nothing that you can say that will change that. For about the last 8 years, the Democratic Party has called Trump and all his followers fascists, Hitler. And you know what? It's okay to kill Hitler. It absolutely is. We had a world war to kill Hitler and fight Nazism and fascism. And you were a patriot for doing that. So how long was it going to be before some mentally ill person heard that and said, you know what, to save democracy, to save the country, I need to kill Trump and Trump's followers? Everyone on the right has been called a Nazi and a fascist at this point. And so everyone on the right is a legitimate target for the left now. That's how we see it. And so we need to shut this stuff down before they kill more people. And so that's why you're seeing all these people get canceled. That's why you're seeing all these people get fired. But I also want to remind you of something else. When George Floyd was killed, it was terrible. Those police officers should not have done that. Some of them have gone to jail. They faced justice. But BLM burned down cities. Today, the right is raging just as hard. Look around. How many cities have been burned down? How many riots have we had? How much looting have we had? I haven't seen any. Show me. Send me links if I'm wrong. People have been having candlelight vigils in honor of Charlie Kirk. And it's not because it's Charlie Kirk. Leftists keep saying, how could you possibly eulogize this man? He was a bad man. Charlie Kirk was everyone. And you guys killed everyone. You just did it. Let's start with this story here, and I'll link it. After Kirk assassination, political left social media posts list of next targets. This is from the Center Square. In the wake of the assassination of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, thousands of social media posts appear to list politically conservative targets for assassination by the political left. Those on the list include podcaster Joe Rogan, Harry Potter author J.K. Rowling, conservative political commentators Ben Shapiro, and Matt Walsh, among others. In response to being targeted, Rowling said, if you believe free speech is for you, but not your political opponents, you're a liberal. If no contrary evidence could change your beliefs, you're a fundamentalist. If you believe the state should punish those with contrary views, you're a totalitarian. If you believe the political opponents should be punished with violence or death, you're a terrorist. So you see, the lunatics out there are already making lists for their next target. I'm not making this up. Shapiro said, we will never stop debating and discussing. We will never stop standing up for what America is and what it should be. And we will never let Charlie's voice die. Walsh also said, we're sending him screenshots of posted death threats saying, a lot of concerned people are sending me these screenshots and dozens more. I appreciate their concern, but I'm not surprised and I won't go into hiding. We have to be louder and bolder now than ever, or else demons who killed Charlie win, and they cannot. A website has also been launched to expose Charlie's murderers. It includes statements posted on social media by individuals who allegedly espouse violence, as well as those celebrating Kirk's assassination. We've been receiving nearly 20,000 submissions, the site says. This website will soon be converted into a searchable database of all 20,000 submissions, filterable by general location and job industry. This is a permanent and continuous updating archive of radical activists calling for violence. So this is what I was talking about doxing on an industrial scale. We are finding those people and showing their employers their bad behavior. Some of them work in schools. Do you want that lunatic teaching your kids? Some of them were nurses. If you're a conservative, might they kill you? It's a nurse, after all. They have the power if you're in their care. The website has posted screenshots of the posts made. The alleged poster's name, publicly available information about their employer, the company's name, university or college, and other publicly available information like the town and state. One post says, we need to find these people with better aim, implying more politically conservative individuals should be murdered. Other posts state, God bless the Second Amendment, right? Are guns an issue now? These are the people that are making lists targeting conservatives. With graphic depictions of Kirk's murder, white supremacists down, among others, many posters refer to Kirk and his followers as Nazis. Right, because it's okay to kill Nazis, and anyone who supports Trump is now a Nazi. So if you're a left-wing lunatic, I gotta worry now if you're gonna shoot me. According to publicly available social media posts, those making the claims include U.S. military contractor employees. They're all about to be fired. Students and faculty from multiple colleges and universities. Most of them are going to get fired. And the ones that aren't, I think those colleges are likely to be defunded. Early childhood teachers and daycare workers. I don't want them around kids. People that celebrate murder. They support gun violence. Assisted living and senior living facilities of employees. What if the elderly person is a conservative? You going to take care of them? City fire department employees? Hey, might you just not respond quick if you know this is a prominent Republican's house that's burning down? Attorneys, a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, school board members, a U.S. Army career counselor, among thousands more. Those making the posts appear to be from different economic and racial demographics and appear to identify as the politically left. They openly claim to oppose Christianity and support LGBTQ policies, according to the screenshots of the posts. Separating from the website, screenshots of social media posts of individuals celebrating Kirk's assassination are also being posted online. Clemson College Republicans highlighted two professor posts, including a since deleted post stating Kirk's assassination was karma and another saying was worried about DEI and died instead. I think Clemson is one of the ones that stood behind him and said, we're not firing anybody. Well, Clemson, then we're going to let everyone know that's your choice. CCR also posted the phone numbers of the president and deans calling for accountability. I bet their phones are blowing up right now. The university has yet to issue a statement. Okay, I think they've actually issued a statement already. I think they said that they weren't going to fire anyone at Clemson. I think. I could be wrong, though. Let me know in the comments. At Seattle Central College, the directive, "Kill all Charlie Kirks," was spray painted on a college sign, and an image of Kirk being killed was posted on a message board stating, "Debate this." Political commentator Sarah Stock said, not only are leftists gleefully celebrating Charlie's murder, they are now using it to incite violence against conservative college students. This is political terrorism. Yep. Utah Governor Spencer Cox said at a news conference, the authorities found shell casings with several inscriptions, including, "Hey fascist, catch," and "Oh Bella, ciao, Bella, ciao, ciao, ciao," referring to a song used by resistance fighters in Italy in World War II. Yeah, this guy was just trolling. He was just insane. He was an Antifa lunatic. He said, "Here, fascist, catch." He's an Antifa lunatic. Cox has described Kirk's murder as a political assassination and is working to ensure his killer receives the death penalty. Yep, Utah has the death penalty. On Friday morning, he announced that Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, 22, of Utah, had been apprehended. Online threats made about conservatives and public figures have been reported to law enforcement. By contrast to the hatred spewed online, pastors are calling Americans for prayer, hoping Kirk's death is a catalyst to return America to a people of godly values. And I actually do like this Utah governor. He is trying to call for sanity. He is a force on the right that is saying, guys, we all do need to calm down. Problem is, we feel like we've been calm for years and the left is still escalating. So that's the story I wanted to read. Now for the best of. Let me show you some of the lunatics. And then you be the judge. Am I overreacting? Tell me in the comments. Let's start with Mr. Kaysen here. There's a few. There's going to be a bunch of these. Just bear with me. I think it's worth watching because I bet a lot of people have not seen this stuff. But tell me if I'm wrong. Is this all over your TikTok? Is this all over British feeds? Or is this something you're just seeing from me?
Yo, they got Charlie Kirk, bro. I've never been happier.
Never believe the reason I'm smiling. And it has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk. Nothing to do with Charlie Kirk.
I would say pour one out for Kirky Boy, but I don't waste good beer on little bitches.
I haven't posted on TikTok in a long time, but I'm gonna now because rest in peace, bozo!
Charlie Kirk just got put down like a fucking dog in Utah, and I could not be happier. Praise fucking be.
I do not, and I will not, ever feel bad when bad people get what the fuck they deserve.
Charlie Kirk got shot? That's awful. That's so sad. Hope he recovers well.
I just heard that someone shot Charlie Kirk? Dang it. Shucks. Thoughts and prayers.
Bye, Charlie Kirk. Like you said, people getting shot and killed for the Second Amendment is so worth it. I never thought we'd agree on anything. Bye.
Master debater of college girls has been shot. Oh! Don't know what it's looking like, but that poor master debater, you know?
This Cuntosaurus Rex came across my page this morning.
Gather round, bitches. Let's all join hands and bow our heads in thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers for Charlie Kirk. Thoughts and prayers.
I'm sure we've all seen her before. She's really good at rage bait. And did I fall for the rage bait on this one? Maybe, but it was worth it. Because meet her husband, Justin Criney. He owns Evolution Electrical in San Diego, California. Right on their website, they brag about being family-oriented. But yet his wife is out here celebrating, dancing, and singing to Charlie Kirk being murdered because she didn't like his political beliefs. And you see, because she's a stay-at-home mom, she thinks she is safe from consequences. But your husband owns a business. One in which people are supposed to trust him to go into their house to fix whatever electrical problem they have and hope that the house doesn't turn around and burn down to the ground. And now I know that you are the type of people that celebrate political violence against people who do not agree with you. So is it really too far of a stretch for me to think that your husband might screw up something intentionally if somebody doesn't have the same political beliefs as y'all and hopes that it might burn down and kill you inside of it? I'm just saying, not a good look for a business. And while the Cuntosaurus has the free speech to say what she wants to say, she is not free of consequences. And y'all are really not as hard to find as you think you are.
Yeah, and I went and looked. That company's Yelp isn't taking any more reviews. It has been so review bombed that it's crazy. Tell me what you just saw, but I just saw flat out mental illness. A lot of these people actually need help. Really, we need to do welfare checks. And some of these people might need to be committed to a mental institution. That's what I just saw. I certainly don't want them working for me in any way, shape, or form, or serving me in any way, shape, or form, because they scare me. Am I overreacting? And then it's not just individuals. Let's watch this little video from TMZ. I did a video on this a day or two ago, and some people tried to say, nah, I was wrong. TMZ was caught cheering Charlie Kirk's death. Just going to say it right out. And then what they did was they said, oh, it wasn't that. It was a car chase. Maybe so. There's reasonable doubt. So let's just watch this, and you be the judge.
Oh, I don't need TMZ's cameras. There's nothing I love more than a good investigation, and I'm coming to you guys with the receipts. Exhibit A, the alleged car chase that they were watching.
Right there on the banner below, you can see it started in Temple City, and we saw that. Go ahead, Philip.
Well, I wanted to let you know that President Trump has said Charlie Kirk has died. So that is the breaking news that we are likely about to have with ABC News.
Exhibit B, the giant clocks around their office. Exhibit C, don't worry, you won't have to do the math because I've done it for you. Timestamp, time. It is 1:07 and 15 seconds in the afternoon, with the timestamp on their video of 3 hours, 42 minutes, and 5 seconds.
For 3 o'clock in Utah time, which is 2 o'clock Pacific.
Exhibit D, we have the cheering starting at exactly 4 hours, 17 minutes, and 15 second mark, which is a difference of 35 minutes and 10 seconds. So if you take the timestamp plus the clock saying it was 1:07 and 15 seconds, add 35 minutes and 15 seconds, what time would you have? 1:43. So they technically were watching a car chase video. What do you think they were cheering for?
People in the back room away from our news desk here who were watching a car chase, and they were laughing, they were clapping, and you could hear it out here. And we want to make a couple of things clear. One is that I know these people, and they were not laughing, they were not reacting that way about Charlie Kirk's assassination. They were not. They would not work here if they did.
Well, there you have it. So Harvey, I know you and your buddy there, I can't remember his name, weren't the ones laughing. But if you don't fire the people that were, you're just as bad as they are. You either support gun violence or you don't. It's that simple. And today, TMZ, you support gun violence. And so who do I blame for all of this? Can't remember if I said it earlier. I blame the Democratic Party and the media, because the Democratic Party and the media has been calling Trump and his followers fascists and Nazis for about 8 years. If you don't believe me, let's watch this.
You think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism, is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
We are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country. We're worried about our democracy falling to an authoritarian and potentially fascist form of government.
Not only to roll over to Donald Trump's will, but to roll over our democracy and allow him to take over this country as a fascist dictator.
When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here.
The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Mark Milley, said, "No one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core."
And like I said earlier, it's good to kill fascists and Hitler. That's patriotic. We should do that. So with this kind of heated rhetoric, really inciting violence, lunatics went out there and shot Charlie Kirk. And remember what I said before, we're all Charlie Kirk because all Trump's followers are fascists. It's free range on anybody who doesn't agree with you now in the US. You're allowed to shoot them if you're a left-wing lunatic. We're doing prayer vigils. We're not shooting people. And you know where else might this have come from, this sort of rhetoric? Let's look.
I want you to stay angry.
That maybe Donald Trump will go away. Maybe he'll go to jail. Maybe he will die.
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump. And that's a fact.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I will go and take Trump out.
He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
Although I will say this, the last few days you woke up thinking there might be news. Just saying.
Violence doesn't come from Democrats.
Okay.
It is MAGA.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
specifically MAGA faction. Like
Biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the right.
Okay. So when Democrats say we need to tone down the rhetoric, this is the kind of stuff they've been saying for the last 8 years. Then they say, oh, how could this possibly be that somebody would shoot the former president of the United States or Charlie Kirk? And there's more. Let's watch the news. See what this looks like. This is going to be about 5 minutes. So if you don't want to watch, fast forward. But this is what prominent news commentators have said for about the last 10 years. Here, watch.
We have to start calling his supporters racist as well. That MAGA symbol has come to represent something. It is the new Nazi symbol. It is the new hood.
Because they're not a party, right? They're Sinn Féin to the IRA. They're the PLO to Hamas. They're a dime store front for a terrorist movement.
The Republican Party is basically a domestic terrorist cell at this point, and they should be treated as such.
There are elements of the GOP that are starting to look like the jihadists.
Not a political party. They're a white nationalist movement. They're a fascist threat to our nation. That's not hyperbolic. That's academic.
Would have once seemed hyperbolic, but it increasingly does feel like the Republican Party has become a death cult, and it's all about Donald Trump.
There is no alternative right now because the Republican Party project today is a fascist authoritarian project.
Fact is, Republicans in Congress are still in the grip of the ultra-MAGA agenda.
Party of dupes, party of knuckleheads, party of weirdos, party of freaks. So that is a simple message. And underneath that, it's the party of nothing.
It has become an authoritarian embracing cult. It is fascist.
We take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue with their allies in the Congress of the United States.
Trump's modern-day Gestapo is scooping folks up off the streets. They're in unmarked vans, wearing masks, being shipped off to foreign torture dungeons. No chance to mount a defense, not even a chance to kiss a loved one goodbye, just grabbed up by masked agents, shoved into those vans, and
The old films of the Gestapo grabbing people off the streets of Poland, and you compare them to those nondescript thugs who grabbed that graduate student, it does look like a Gestapo operation. My dad served in Second World War. He fought the Nazis in Northern Africa. He fought the Nazis on the Italian peninsula. And I think he's looking down right now and he's happy that I'm fighting today's Nazis.
Because if we just roll this clock on the wall back 75 years, we'd be looking at a time in Nazi Germany where people ran around with signs like this new ICE sign that says, report all foreign invaders to ICE, with Uncle Sam there holding up the sign. This could have been a Gestapo member 75 years ago. Report all Jews.
It's not just that Donald Trump poses a threat to democracy. It's that Donald Trump only cares about himself. This is a populist looking to serve his own interests and harm other people. and dismantle our democracy and make it just about himself. This is a guy who's doing it on behalf of Putin.
Do you think Trump cares about any of his supporters?
I think he's only ever cared about himself.
He's still a greasy pig.
He's still a greasy pig.
He said that a hallmark of strongman leaders is they don't care about their followers. He loathes Donald Trump. Things like a lunatic and a criminal, someone corrupt who's bankrupted people. That the goal for all of us to save our republic has to be to keep Donald Trump far away, make sure he never gets anywhere near the Oval Office again.
The threat that Donald Trump is to this nation.
Cult of authoritarian personality in league with autocrats and kleptocrats and dictators all over the world. Everybody has to follow Donald Trump like a monarch. That's what the election is going to be about. Democracy and freedom versus dictatorship and authoritarianism.
Do we want to remain a democracy, or do we want to take this hard turn into an autocracy and taking direct aim at our democracy? There are autocratic-leaning remarks he has made in recent weeks and months, such as ones that echo Hitler.
Extreme measures taken to fundamentally change the course of the country, or we're all going to die. Trying to get rid of the form of government that we have and install something else.
To the degree that the country's in any decline, it is the threat of a second Trump term. America becoming a threat, which is what it becomes, a threat to the world order if Trump is reelected, is a known, to quote Don Rumsfeld. America can survive one Trump term. It won't survive a second.
It was a primary, didn't work out to oust Donald Trump. There was a chance for leaders like Mitch McConnell to literally have Donald Trump barred from ever holding federal office again. They didn't do it. The Republican Party will not save us here. We cannot wait for the Republican Party to wake up. Nothing is going to happen inside the Republican Party other than efforts to get Donald Trump what he wants, which is to get rid of our form of government. The only way the country gets saved is if Republicans. Our project of the Republican Party is to install a strongman form of government in the United States and get rid of democracy. And that is the project of electing Donald Trump. What we've learned from history is that no, there isn't a magic bullet. The courts don't save you. No individual institution saves you. All that stuff. Hitler in 1933 was talking about his designs on America. And Hitler described you could get Americans to give up their own democracy and to be ready for a fascist takeover.
Haunting.
And that's what Hitler himself explained. He part of the Hitlerian conspiracy for Americans getting rid of their democracy. And this stuff doesn't change. It's the same playbook. It's a disaster. We need extreme measures. I mean, it's just that simple.
Adam Kinzinger was just tweeting about Trump's speech. He said he'll be gone in a year. But what do you do about all the people that are now conditioned to have an appetite and hunger for a strong man?
Donald Trump was mulling whether our national abortion ban was going to be 15 weeks or 16
He's looking for a number he likes.
He likes 16 because it's round. Some of the most fundamental decisions you will ever make in your life, with massive relational consequences, massive consequences, intergenerational consequences for your family, huge economic consequences. The basic freedoms of your life should be decided by Donald Trump deciding which number he thinks looks prettier when it's embroidered on a hat.
Well, there you have it. Everything they said was free speech, but what they really are doing is inciting violence in the mentally ill. And over time, this guy in Utah picked up the gauntlet. If you hear enough times, we need to save democracy and all these institutions, and the Republican Party isn't going to do it, what are the other options? Violence is the only option. And to save the country, I'm going to have to kill Hitler. This is how a lunatic would think after this. But the Democrats are telling the Republicans they need to calm down. If you think I'm wrong and you think Trump has said lots and lots and lots of hateful things that are just as bad as this, send me links. I'm not going to go look for them. I've been watching this stuff for years. I don't believe rhetoric at the same level is out there from Trump. I could be wrong. If you guys send me some of those videos, I'll make another video about it, but I'm not going to go looking for them because I just don't believe they exist. Trump's an ass and he says stupid shit all the time, but he's not calling for violence. And I think as Piers Morgan said just recently, liberals like to say that words are violence. No, violence is violence. And that might be a paraphrase, but that's close to what Piers Morgan said. All right, folks, hang in with me for just a minute here. I'd like to do a rebuttal of everything we just watched. Charlie Kirk, they say he's racist and a misogynist and all this stuff. And I think it's time for a rebuttal. This woman, Popcorn and Pajamas here on TikTok, you should follow her. She can say it far more eloquently than I can. Let's get a woman's perspective on this.
Yeah, I'm so angry. I'm angry and I'm sad at the same time. Now, I did a video a few minutes ago saying that Charlie Kirk had been shot at Utah Valley University and he's in critical condition. And it just came out that he died. And condolences to Charlie Kirk and his family. But y'all, I'm so angry. I'm angry. I'm sad because this should have never happened. This country has become so divided that a person feel like they can take your fucking life because you don't agree with them politically, or you won't get in line and think the way they want you to think. Now, we all know Charlie Kirk didn't believe in transgenders and a man could be a woman and all that, and that's his fucking right. But you know, these people hate him so much because he got Climate fucking 6, because he believe in biology, because he believe in science, because them bastards love to say follow the science, and the science tell you either male or female. You either got an XX chromosome or XY chromosome. You either got an XX chromosomes in the vagina or XY chromosomes in the dick, and because he got common sense, they hate him for it. They hated this man because he said there was no systemic racism, because the only reason your ass ain't doing it in this country is because you lazy as fuck and don't want to get up and do it. They hate this man because of the way his views, but you know, they want everybody, the Democrats, the leftists, the progressives, want everybody to fucking get in line and believe what they want to believe, want them to respect them, want them to call them 103 different goddamn pronouns, but they don't want to accept your views on anything. And they have taken this man's life, stolen this man's life from his children and his wife, and I am fucking pissed. And before any of y'all motherfucking niggas come on my goddamn page, I'm like, oh, you crying over a white woman, bitch? I'm goddamn crying over a man who lost his life for his political views, and it don't matter to me what race it is. He's an American who should have never lost his life. Oh, if you got, I know some of y'all niggas finna come on my page with that bullshit. And let me tell y'all something else, because I'm sick of TikTok too, and I don't give a fuck. If TikTok take my page down the way, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do. But I'm gonna tell you something. If you're a woman, if you're a conservative, if you're a MAGA, if you're a fucking Republican, if you don't have a gun, you better go get one. You better go get one, learn how to load and learn how to go to the range. Because these motherfuckers y'all trying to play nice with, the left, the Democrats, the progressives, they not playing nice with you. They out here shooting to fucking kill. They're trying to take your life. It's either their way or no way. That's the way they see it, because they've been so goddamn indoctrinated. But the Democrat is a fucking cancer to this goddamn country. They're going to destroy this country. They are a fucking cancer, and I hate them some bitches. They love to talk about progress, but we regressing with that bullshit they're doing. They sitting up here got the children so goddamn dumb. These motherfuckers don't even know how to write in cursive, and they not teaching them to write in cursive, because not knowing how to write in cursive, not knowing how to read in cursive, them dumb motherfuckers don't know how to read their goddamn founding papers. They don't know how to read the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, all the shit in the cursive, and they can continue to indoctrinate these dumb motherfuckers. But somebody had the nerve to take this man's life because he didn't agree with him. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't fucking wake up and realize the Democrats don't give a fuck about this country, don't give a fuck about us, it's either their way or no way. Y'all gonna goddamn be lost in more than the sauce, and it is what the fuck it is.
Well, preach the word, sister. Again, that was Popcorn and Pajamas. I suggest you give her a follow on TikTok. And so when Democrats and folks on the left say that it's all radical MAGA Republicans that are mad right now and that everybody needs to calm down, I would say no, it's Americans that are mad. Americans that are not lunatics. So Democrats, you guys need to calm down. You need to stop calling your political opposition fascist Hitlers. Until you do, this is all going to keep continuing. You guys are the ones perpetuating this, not the right. We're doing candlelight vigils. You're shooting us. Let me know what I got wrong. Thanks. Bye.